was actually in the food industry, funny enough. I spent about 9 to 10 years in the food industry. I studied process engineering, and I always knew I wanted to be in food, funny, which is a bit different to what we do currently, but it's how I got here anyways. And then when I was there, I got into continuous improvement. I moved to another company and I was the CI manager there, which eventually led into the supply chain manager role. And then I just got to a point and I said, this is great, but I want to see more and do more. I want to be exposed to a few more industries and things. And that's when I started talking to a friend of mine who works for Partners in Performance. And 6 months later, here I am. Well, there I was.
Do you have any lessons that you feel you've learned, positive or negative, but something that's grown you through your time?
I think one of the other things, again, saying coming into new industries and into a new environment, out of industry into consulting, I've learned a lot about myself. I thought what I thought I was capable of, and now I'm being pushed and I'm being challenged, and I'm seeing I'm actually capable of a lot more. And maybe I'd come into a bit of a comfort zone in a couple of things, that I thought I was pretty good at. And then when I got the exposure and I realized, well, actually, there's so much more I could learn. So I maybe in the last couple of years, but was resting on my laurels a little bit. But now, in such an exciting, dynamic firm, it's very hard not to get swept up in continuous improvement, not the clients, but yourself, and your personal development and things,
Work-life balance. As a recruiter, I get asked this question every time I discuss Partners in Performance with anyone, because in the consulting industry, it is known to be a massive challenge. How have you experienced it in our firm?
Look, I'll be honest, that was one of my biggest hesitations. I think, you and I have had to discuss that a lot coming into it, especially with a very young family, But I think what I've found is it's actually not that bad. If you know about it up front and you're able to mentally, and I almost want to say physically prepare yourselves, put things in place to help your partner at home while you're away, then it makes life so much easier. And to be honest, I actually think I get to spend more time with my family now than what I did before. I mean, yes, you see them in the mornings and you see them at night, but that quality time when you come back on an off swing and you have maybe that long weekend, and you get to do something special with them, and you make sure that those moments you do spend together are really exciting and the kids enjoy it and things, I think is really great.
Just in terms, obviously, around the world, diversity and inclusion are certainly the buzzwords and topics of conversation. What is your view? Any thoughts you'd like to share on that topic?
Diversity and inclusion leads to diverse perspectives. And if you can't, we can't as a firm be problem solvers and solution providers if we don't have a diverse perspective on many things, because a lot of times you come in with a very set mindset, or you have these biases towards things, and unless you have a diverse team, we're not going to deliver the best solutions for our clients. And I think that is something that the firm has recognized and has been pushing, and it's not a reason, it's something that the firm's been doing for a while now. And I think that it's great. And I know, yes, there's always room for improvement, but just the fact that we're having the conversations as regularly is great, because we have to, and I think one of the key things is that it's not something that you can just ignore and hope it's going to go away just because you put a flyer. And I think that's what's really coming through, is that we're having the conversations. We're making people aware that you might have an unconscious bias towards something, and it's not your fault. You just never thought of it. And unless that someone puts something in front of you and you can go, oh, hang on, I didn't even realize I was doing something that could be, offensive to someone or something like that. And I think that's great. And I think the more we push for it, and the more we solve it, the better we'll be as a firm, because, as I said, that's just going to bring stronger solutions, more diverse solutions to our firm and to the clients, essentially, at the end of the day.
What have you enjoyed the most since you've been with us in the last 2 years?
I think I've touched on a couple of elements of it already in the thing that culture isn't just something that, it looks good in a textbook, so you're driving it down. Every person in the firm lives and breathes it. And it could be anything from the, as we said, diversity, inclusion, the safety, the bring your whole self to work, and I think that openness of that culture, and that we put our money where our mouths are, kind of thing, is what really is great. It's encouraging, and it's so exciting to be part of that kind of environment where if someone comes with an idea, because so often you come to places and ideas are thrown around and it's a year later and you at the same workshop and but we had this idea a year ago, guys. This is but that's not the case at Partners in Performance at all. People say, oh, that's a great idea, and like a week later it's implemented, or people are so driven towards getting things done that you kind of just get swept up in it. You just say, wow, I want to bring my best self to work. I want to bring my whole self to work. I want to get involved in this culture where we are unlocking value in the firm, at our clients, within ourselves the entire time, and we're actually doing it. We're not just providing lip service to it, which I think is really great.
Damien, looking back on your career and when you finished varsity and just started, and perhaps then when you did join consulting at Partners in Performance, what advice would you give to yourself now?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. And what I've realized is that, yes, it is important, and you do need to be credible, but don't be afraid to ask the questions. If you're coming from a place of genuine curiosity, people will appreciate that more than if you're coming from a place of saying, oh, I'm the expert, you just have to listen to me, kind of thing. But you've got to be able to know that what you're bringing to the table with regards to whether it be wiring or the CI pipeline or the procurement methodology, you've got to be confident that that's going to help the client and bring out the value that they're looking for and unlock it for them.